Hey guys, I want to talk to you a little bit today about some life reflection stuff. I was just thinking about, I was out doing one of my very favorite things I love to do with my downtime. One of my great hobbies, or one of many, actually, is actually growing things. I love to watch plants do what they do. I just think they're cool to have around. They're pretty to look at, and it's one of those activities I find very calming and cathartic, if you will. But one thing that strikes me about plants is actually interesting is of course they all require some sort of maintenance and upkeep to keep them healthy and keep them looking good and keep them performing at their best, let's say. And one thing that's easy to overlook is as a plant goes through its life cycle, it will inevitably end up with dead leaves. And a lot of times these leaves can hang on and they'll just sit there until they fall off. And one of the things that's fascinating about plant science is actually if you cut leaves off when they're in the dying stage, or maybe even when they've totally died off altogether, the plant will start performing a lot better and it'll actually stimulate new growth. Because kind of one of the things, as I understand, that's happening in there is the plant is actually working pretty hard to try to keep that dying leaf alive, and it's expending a lot of energy to do so. And it's robbing itself of its resources that it would otherwise use to make new growth, make new pretty looking leaves on the plant. And it's really amazing, even just doing nothing else but just taking some time with one of your plants that you're caring for and just cutting the leaves off right away, having all that dead foliage gone, it just immediately starts to look better. Okay. Now the tie in here that I want to bring to you guys is that I think our human lives actually function and operate in a very similar way, whereby a lot of times we'll have these things in our lives, these dead leaves, these things that we're holding on to that are already pretty much dead and gone and dying off, and they're just kind of ugly to look at, but they're still there hanging off of your sides. A lot of times those can hang on for years, and it does nothing more than just prevent you from making new growth or looking good or feeling good or any number of things that come along that are positive when you shed those dead leaves, you know, like the analogy there, the shedding of dead leaves in your lives, whatever those things are. So maybe these dead leaves are a box of things from your ex-girlfriend or boyfriend that are still in your house for some reason. The relationship is dead, gone, a long time ago, but you still got these dead leaves hanging around, right? Maybe it's time to throw those things out. Maybe you've got some dead leaves emotionally, mentally, things like that you're holding on to that you've got something about a situation that happened in the past. It's already gone. It's already done with. There's going to be no circling back to that. Those are dead leaves, right? Try to shed yourself of those things. Get rid of those things. Like I said, I think that this is very relatable once again to our lives as humans, that even just the very day that you do something like throw out these dead leaves in your lives, you'll immediately start to look better. And on the inside, I can guarantee you that you're going to feel better not long thereafter. And as a result of that, you're going to make way for new growth. You're going to promote new growth inside of you. You're going to stimulate that new growth to happen. And it's very cool to see what manifests in your life when you trim off those dead leaves in the same fashion that you trim off dead leaves from one of your house plants or one of your patio plants or one of anything that you're growing. It just goes such a long way. It's something that we don't always do on a regular basis. I think it's important though. And like I said, the talk today is not necessarily to try to turn you all into gardeners out there. It is a cool thing. If you haven't tried it before, maybe it's something to explore. Like I said, if you're looking for something just relaxing, just cool to do, something that's neat to learn about. But more so, I'm talking about your lives, guys and girls, right? Think very deeply and critically right now. Maybe after this talk is done with, what are the dead leaves in your life right now? And can you cut them off and throw them away? Think about that, okay? All right, guys. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We'll talk again soon.